button.
That. I'll have this.
Good.
Yeah?
Good.
Good, good.
Better other way around?
I'll probably do it
Hello.
the other way around.
Welcome to the Nanowrimo virtual write-in
Welcome.
at the Adelaide
Hi.
City Library. Hello everyone who is in internet land and hello everyone who is in actual real reality land. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Mary. I am one of the co-hosts of the YA Jungle who we're doing the stream through.
Yes.
This is Ali, he's one of our MLs
Hi.
for NaNoWriMo, and this is Mel, who is an XML, long-time nanoer who's helping us out today.
First time streamer.
First-time streamer.
Also first-time streamer.
Yeah, it's very exciting. So I've been doing NaNoWriMo for many a year. We're not going to say how many. And I really love the community. I love writing. Very excited to be hosting our first write-in in this digital hub space at the Adelaide City Library. This year I'm writing a YA fantasy that I'm hoping to get finished by this time next year so that I can shop it around. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Want to introduce yourself, Ali?
Yeah, sure. I'm one of the municipal liaisons for the Adelaide community. I have been so for 3 years now, and I like doing nano. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm helping out. This will be my 8th. 6th in the community.
Nice.
What are you writing?
I am writing Jason and the Argonauts in space.
I love that title.
Yeah.
It is called The Astronautica.
Because you're a giant nerd. I love
Yes,
it.
I am a giant nerd.
We love nerds.
Yep.
And Mel?
I'm Mel. This is my 13th nano.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13th. Oh man.
Unlucky.
Yeah, you say your number.
This is my 15th NaNoWriMo.
This year I am writing The Hunter and the Prophet, about the hunter and the prophet and the apocalypse and the big bad coming for them. So
Yeah,
should be good.
it's very exciting. So we wanted to start, before we get into our first sprint of the day, just going through a little bit about what NaNoWriMo is for those of you who may not have done it before, or this is your first time, just what it is. So I'm going to let you, as the municipal liaison, give us a rundown.
I mean, I can.
Yes.
You are so much more experienced than I. Well, NaNoWriMo, what is it? It is a self-imposed challenge. There are no true winners, there are no true losers. You only win compared to yourself. That's how I see it, at least.
Yeah.
You're aiming to write 50,000 words in the 30 days of November, and if you can do it, awesome, go for you. If you can do more than that, even more awesome, go for you more.
Yeah.
If you don't get your 50,000 words in November,
Also go for you.
go for you, because you wrote more than 0.
Yeah.
And that's
exciting.
amazing.
It's a...
Yeah. My first year, I wrote 2,000.
I think I wrote about 4,000 in my very first year. I've only won NaNoWriMo twice. Out of 15 years, I've only managed to hit the 50k twice, but I keep coming back every year.
Yeah.
Because I always write more than what I had at the start of the month, and really that's my goal. Yeah. How's your first year, Mel? You smashed
I
it out
wrote
the park.
82,000 words.
Mel is our resident overachiever on the panel today.
Yes.
So,
Oh, that's good. It's just because Cora's not here.
yeah. Yeah. So, it's good fun. There's lots of communities who do it all around the world. It was started in 1999 by Chris Beatty in San Francisco.
With 21 people.
With 21 people. And he decided to call it National Novel Writing Month because he was like, I'll give it a fancy name and just me and my friends will suffer
Yes.
for a month. And since then, it's just expanded over the internet. There's, how many people do it worldwide now? It's millions. Yeah.
A lot.
A lot of people do
A
it
lot of
worldwide
people.
now. It's a huge community online. We have a great community in Adelaide that, you know, we love to see people. We do multiple write-ins during the month as well. So there's the virtual write-ins we're doing, but there's also in-person write-ins.
Yes.
There's 328 novelists in Adelaide.
328 people here in Adelaide
Yay.
writing this
For Nano,
month.
that are recorded for NaNoWriMo.
Yes.
Well, they've written 1.1 million words so far.
Yeah, and it's only day 4, like the start of day 4.
Go us.
So that's pretty epic. But yes. Any other things we want to talk about NaNoWriMo? No? Any words of inspiration you want to share?
Just keep writing.
Yeah.
Push enter, keep going.
Yeah. Don't delete. I know it's hard.
Don't delete.
Really bad at editing everything that I do. Like I'll be like, oh, I could have said this sentence way better than I actually did. And it's really difficult for me not to push that delete button and go back and edit. But I think the thing that I take away the most for NaNoWriMo is it doesn't matter how bad it is, I can just hit enter and write it again better. Everything goes towards my word count. It's about quantity, not quality. And we're going to talk a bit later about the insidious urge to edit.
Yes.
So that's coming up a bit later. But we might head into our very first sprint of the day. For those, do you want to explain a word sprint, Mel?
You are trying to get as many words written as you can in a set time. So I know when we do it in chat, we normally do it for 10 minutes, but you can do it for 15, 20. I know people used to do it for an hour, but I know that
it's more of a marathon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I'll procrastinate for 20 minutes in the middle there and just go, I'll just write really hard for the other 40.
Yeah.
So we're going to run a 15-minute sprint. So most of our sprints today will be 15 minutes. We're going to have a longer one in the middle, though, so you guys can go and get lunch for those of you who are here with us in reality or anything like that. So we're going to set 15 minutes. We've also got a inspirational image for those of you online. For those of you in reality, it will only appear behind you on the TV screen there. So this is sort of a bit of a prompt for you. You don't have to get anything from it. You can. You do what you like. You can pretty much go for your life. All right, so we're going to do 15 minutes, and we're going to start now.
that's time. So have a look at your numbers, tally up what you've done. So you might need to highlight that and find out how many words you've written.
Yep. I got exactly 150.
I got 327. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So send us your word count numbers in the chat and we can have a look. Also, if you've got any really good sentences in there, you can post them into the chat and we can read a few out. Make sure they're G-rated so that we can read them out on stream, so that they're appropriate.
Yeah.
Family-friendly event.
Have you got one?
No. Not that it's just that it was an action scene and maybe some people might have been injured.
Oh. He decided against it and put his shirt on inside out instead.
That's fun.
Yeah. All right, so we've got Hillary with 371.
Wow.
Ellen with 384. Just a little bit random with 652. Casey with 382. Lainey with 460. Mary with 52. Oh, we've got 594 in a little excerpt. You should read that out.
All right. The castle was barely recognizable by night, and he hardly knew his way around by daylight. It wasn't long before he stopped and looked about himself and realized he was lost.
All right, yeah, you're a really good reader.
Thank you. And thank you, Liz, for writing that. MacDougald has 745.
Oh, we've got an excerpt from Mary.
All right. Me?
Yeah, you got a good voice for this.
Okay. The snow started falling again as the lodge came into sight. Wren was grateful they had finally made it. Idris was looking increasingly pale, and his breath was coming out in sharp hitches. So dramatic.
He sounds like he's in trouble.
Possibly going to die of hypothermia exposure. Who knows? Mary should keep running.
Something about him getting stabbed.
Stabbed from the weather.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, think about those cold, sharp when you breathe in winter and...
Yes. Stabbed.
All right. Now, how else did you go? What's your total at?
What is my total?
Are you ahead or behind?
I am ahead today, which is great. Because on the Friday, I was behind. So I am currently at 6,683.
What's our goal for today?
Today is
it 6,
day 4,
7?
so we're up to 6667.
Do you like having a buffer?
I do like having a buffer. I require a buffer, otherwise the stress will get me behind. So generally on day 1, I try and get all the way to the target, give myself a little bit of extra, and then try and stay just a little bit ahead every day by running the daily. And then every day that I don't make it to the daily, I get slightly stressed because I'm slightly closer to not being on par on my little graph. And that leads to some years, like a couple of years ago, where I got to 35,000 and stayed there for about 4 days.
I think the 30,000 is really hard to write through, though.
It's that tricky section.
Like you think the first few days are hard, and then you hit 30,000, you're like, oh no, this bit's hard.
Yeah. It's like, I've run out of plot to write about. What do I write about? Can I come up with a new plot?
Look at this new character I just found.
Exactly.
All right. What do you do to reward yourself?
What do I do to reward myself? Well, chocolate in the long term. In the short term, I have been making sticker charts for the last few years. This is one from last year that I clearly didn't put my stickers on, but normally I put stickers on them.
How did you reward them?
I ate a lot of chocolate last year.
Okay, fair.
It worked. So previous years I've had lots of stickers coming down my chart and it worked out pretty well. This year I'm a little bit behind in keeping track of my word count. I've only filled in the first day so far on my sheet.
It'll be like really nice when you get to do that though, right? Because then you'll be like, oh, look at these nice numbers.
Yes, and I like to see the day that I get ahead, I give myself a sticker, or the day that I reach the daily, I give myself a sticker. Sometimes I used to give myself gold stars for making, like staying ahead, and just a sticker for writing the daily. And so it's one way to stay ahead.
So the year that, I don't know who makes them, but the orange segments came out in individually wrapped ones, and there's all different flavors. So you could have like the popping candy ones and the Rice Krispie ones. That was the year Mary and I got really into rewards. I was doing it for every 1,000 words. I got one segment, but I had a really big first day that year. So I ate like 15 of them because I'd written 15,000 words. And Mary got really annoyed because we'd both set it at like 1,000 words. And she was writing a bit slower than me, and I was sitting there eating all the chocolates. And you got to choose, so I ate all the really nice ones first. And left, you know, like the dark ones behind. So Mary got left with the leftovers, and I can see how that's not an incentive.
I mean, the dark ones have more antioxidants, so that's better for you, I guess.
Am I doing nano for antioxidants?
No, but Mary is. Mary might be.
Mary? She was not.
She was not. Sorry. We tried. Last year I gave myself chocolate rewards for every 10,000 words. I got myself really nice chocolate from Hague's, and every 10,000 words I got to eat some nice chocolate.
I just double checked the chat, and just a little bit random is in America on exchange for this nano.
Ooh.
And a kiwi.
A kiwi.
Ooh,
they are also full of antioxidants.
Not the people.
They might be, if they've eaten a lot of kiwi fruit. Glad I'm entertaining everyone.
All right.
Welcome everyone who's joined us in the chat.
How do you take breaks when you're writing? When you're in the zone?
When I'm in the zone, I don't take breaks because they are few and far between. I like to get writing when I'm in the zone. When I do need to take breaks, it usually happens because I take a break.
Okay.
I'm just naturally not very good at writing for long periods of time.
I try to stick to sprints so that after that 10 minutes of intense writing, I can take a few minutes, get a glass of water, bathroom break, snack break, reward break.
Yes.
You know, there's nothing quite like writing through your rewards and then having them build up.
That doesn't happen.
Okay.
I eat them.
You would stop then and be like, oh yes, it's reward time?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because chocolate. We've been through this.
I think the zone takes over and the chocolates wait. Okay, I don't understand your connection to chocolate apparently.
It is long and deep.
Okay. What about where do you write normally?
Where do I write? Normally at home, just at my desk. Although I find I do better writing when I'm away from the desk because it's where I normally am working. So if I go outside and just sit in the garden sometimes, go to a park, sit on a park bench under a tree that I've never been to before, write stuff there.
How do you get comfy?
It's about the same as what we are now, sitting on a bench.
Oh, I forgot my stable table. So I'm doing all right. It's a laptop and it's made for doing this, but it's not comfy.
Just don't do it for too long.
No, so I've been doing nano for 13 years. I didn't have typing issues before, and because I'm lazy, I had a typing teacher who said, you know, lift your wrist when you type, so you always, so you don't do that. I never listened. I was like, I'm young, I don't have to listen to this.
And now you're...
Not young. And I've got carpal tunnel. So I got these.
Ooh, fancy.
Squeeze them.
They are squeezy.
So you can get the big ones that go on the base of your keyboard and you can rest on them if you've got a home setup. But these ones are so I can put them on the edges of my laptop keyboard and write that way.
Seem to work.
My wrists don't hurt. I've written just over 15,000 words and I'm not in pain yet. Which is like the goal. Yet. There's a reason the goal's lower. It's to protect people.
Yes.
There was a lady on the site a few years ago and she was aiming to write a million words through the 30 days. And she had like scheduled herself to have specific breaks for sleep and stuff, but it involved her writing 50,000 words every single day.
Okay.
And you know, I sprint for 10 minutes and my hands hurt.
Yeah.
She must have bionic arms now
robot
because they
hands.
fell off.
Or she had them before.
Yeah.
Clearly she has robot hands.
I can't imagine that.
I can't imagine having to read 1 million words. That's a lot.
Oh no, I'm just not going to go back.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a fan fiction that's been going for 3 years.
I'm sure that
Or
exists.
longer. Oh, there are.
Like
there
a
are.
real-time passage for some
Yes.
characters.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you do that's ergonomic, that protects you?
Take regular breaks. That's about it.
What about... Right, so you eat a lot of chocolate.
I do. Are you saying I should probably eat slightly less chocolate and take care of my body during
Just saying,
Nano?
put a vegetable in between.
Yes. Eat well. Exercise. Take time off.
I mean, it's super tempting to be like, oh, you know what? I've written 10,000 words. I've worked hard. I'm going to Uber Eats tonight.
Yeah. Order a pizza.
I know you're condoning it.
Sorry.
I was saying, oh, wouldn't it be nice? You take a break, you cook yourself a nice dinner,
Yeah.
and you sit and you eat that. Have some vegetables.
You should. You should.
Have vegetables as a side to your chocolate.
Yes. Or as the main. Yeah.
Okay.
Not always just as the side to chocolate. Have it, the chocolate on the side. Be healthy.
What about exercise then?
Well, you should probably get some exercise if you're spending all day writing your words, stuck at a desk. You might want to get out and get some fresh air and some natural light. Vitamin D, good for you.
Take your laptop.
Take your laptop with you. Just sit in the sun for a while.
What about you could do like the reverse backbends. Do you remember all the desk stuff that came out
Oh, yeah,
years ago?
the-
Oh, do them. What about the arm ones?
Oh, something like rotate your wrists, give them relaxation, bend them back, stretch everything out. That's all I can remember.
It just makes me wish I could type with my feet, and then I could give my hands a break and
Yes.
just, put the laptop on the floor, multitask.
Yeah, so on the topic of exercise, I am planning on going to the gym later after this live stream because I haven't been since before Nano started, and I need to stretch out some of my joints. Let's say my shoulder, it's a little bit stiff already. So take time out for your own well-being. Writing is your aim for this 30 days, but you do want to be able to live after November. So take care of the rest of you.
I was 19 when I started, which means it's easy to work out how old I am now. But when I was 19, I was like, you know what? I don't have to think about that. December's for sleeping, write all night.
Yeah.
No, and then
Sleep.
now you have to sleep all night so you can work all day.
Exactly.
And then squeeze in writing after the working situation.
And that community too.
Work is so inconvenient during Nano.
Trying to write during Nano, it's so hard.
Someone should pay me to write.
Yeah. I hear some people can get paid to write.
It's not me yet. Not me.
We should find one of those people.
All right.
Perhaps later in the stream we will find one of those people. Do you want to introduce it?
I was going to talk about backing up first.
Let's talk about backing up first. Something could happen between now and then. All right, go for it.
All right, so it's so much easier now. With cloud-based stuff, you can totally back up your stuff. If you're not backing up your novel regularly, you're going to end up on the forums crying because 5,000 words, 10,000 words have disappeared.
95,000 words even. Maybe you're an overachiever.
Mary's about to cackle from behind the camera. But 1 year, I lost 50,000 words. Like, I was...
A whole Nano.
Yeah, I was way past that amount, and something had backed up and overwritten the backup, and there was a gap in what I'd written. And I had written all night and then gone to work. So I was not exactly together enough to make rational decisions. So Mary got a very stressed phone call of me pretty much crying down the phone going, it's gone, it's all gone, what do I do? And long story short, it wasn't gone. I just couldn't work out how to get it back. We needed technical help. And which meant I was calling Mary, Mary was calling Matt, Matt was giving advice, and Mary was translating it into sleep-deprived Mel talk.
Yeah.
So then I got it back. But I back up now.
Oh,
2
yeah.
locations minimum.
Good number.
I mean, if
Sometimes
you're
3.
writing, if you're writing in a Google Doc, that's easy.
Yes.
It's Google's fault if your work disappears. But if you're writing somewhere, you can back it up to anything that stores it in the cloud for you,
Of course.
or a good old-fashioned USB stick.
Yep. For me, USB, other external drive, email it to myself. Yeah.
I like that
All the places.
Scrivener, you can have a setting that for 2 seconds of inactivity, it backs it up.
That's quite frequent.
It doesn't do it every single 2 seconds after that. It does it the first time and then it waits for you to do more stuff.
Yes. That's still quite frequent.
I love it though. I haven't lost anything in a while.
That's great.
Not through their fault, through mine, definitely.
Yes. No. You only have yourself to blame.
It's true. It's true.
Yes.
I do.
So, on that note, for those of you in the Adelaide region, we have some regular backup days scheduled into our calendar. Every Thursday, I've made a reminder. We started on Thursday. Every Thursday, you will get your little reminder, back up your novel. And if you don't pay attention, there'll be another one the following Thursday. Which brings us to the second to last day in November, and hopefully you will have a copy the following day to validate.
Will you be super angry if I haven't backed up the whole time and I send you an email on the 29th that says, hey, Ali, I've lost my novel?
No.
Will I get your
I
disappointed
wouldn't be
face?
angry, I'd be sad for you because you lost your novel, but you could always make up some words.
It's true, my wordiest day was on the 30th of November one year. You can see your statistics
Still.
on like the Nano website and it will tell you what your wordiest day is.
Speaking of which, when was my wordiest day and was it yesterday? Let's find out.
They
Because
can't see you click dramatically.
click dramatically. My wordiest day was no, it was still 2 years ago. Oh well.
How many?
It was 3,388 words,
Well done.
which is pretty good. Pretty good for me. Yesterday was only 3,363. Wait.
Wait, no, that's today.
Oh,
isn't
no,
it?
88. I was more last time.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I'd written slightly more words yesterday, yesterday would have been my wordiest day. But it wasn't. Now I can force myself
Today
to write
can be.
more. We'll see.
The problem with overachieving is having a year where I don't write as much and I see these things that I've done previously. Because my wordiest was 21,024 in 2011. I haven't done that since.
Yeah.
That's probably where I ruined my wrists.
Probably. Space it out, people. Space it out.
What do you reckon? Another sprint?
I think it's time for another sprint.
All right, so get your documents loaded up. We're going to do it for 15 minutes.
And do we have a promo image? Oh, yes, we do. It's a lovely, sharp-looking sea rock thing.
It's an island. It's a bridge.
Sea rock thing with an arch. It's very angular. Does it inspire you to write something nautical?
Put
Or
it in your space novel.
some sort of romance by the sea where someone is pining for lost love? That's what I think of. I don't know, I'm getting a very Pole Dark feel.
It's like when the Magrathians created planets.
All that.
Somebody's won an award for this.
Someone's building a planet and they've started with some sort of contemporary art.
All right, are you ready?
I'm totally not ready. But let's do it anyway.
Okay, let's go. 15 minutes.
And go.
All right, guys, that's it. Time. Stop writing. Who's got volume on? Oh. Margot's got volume on. Someone just
just close the.
Just technical issues. Don't mind us. All right, guys, how'd you go? Post your word counts to the chat if you're in the chat. For those of you IRL, yell them out to me. It's cool. Otherwise, if you search YA Jungle on YouTube, you'll find us and you can look at the chat there. Just please turn your volume off as you. Mel got 0. I got also 0, but that's fine because we're doing prep for this and hosting it. So Claire on the chat's got 627. Casey has 168. Caitlin 130. Liz 601. Ali 78. Nice job. And 340, 325. Oh, and Ali ate a Twix. So round of applause for Ali. Excellent. Good job, you. Yeah, it's very exciting. Mel's eating her reward Twix now. I love it. Excellent. If anyone wants to share an excerpt, just post it into the chat and we'll share it, read it out. It's going to be fun. As I didn't get any writing done, I have no excerpt to share with you this time. My bad. But you might notice there's a new person sitting beside me. Yay! I'd like to introduce you all to Margot McGovern. She is a local Adelaide author. Her debut was published earlier this year, which is the contemporary called Neverland. It is excellent. I have read it. So good. And we have got her, thankfully, here is the cover. Yes, this is what it looks like. So you should all borrow it from your local library or buy a copy. So she's here to share with us some words of authorly wisdom for those of us aspiring in our Nanowrimo lives and how it goes. I'm going to pass it straight on to you, Margot. She has prepared an excellent pep talk for us. So yeah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, well, look, I know we're all here to win, and I've been invited along to pump you up and cheer you on, but instead I want to talk about the elephant in the room, failure. Because here we are on day 4 of 30, and perhaps you're going strong, perhaps you're not, but I'm willing to bet that every single one of you, even if you've won before, is afraid you're not going to make it. Self-doubt's a bitch. If it's any comfort, you won't be the first to fail. One does not simply conquer NaNoWriMo. I certainly didn't. I write at a snail's pace at the best of times, and committing to write 50,000 words in a month terrifies me. But one brave year, I made the pledge. And I failed, spectacularly. I fell on my sword at 29,892 words. So great of NaNoWriMo to keep those stats on file. They're still there, I checked the other day. In my defense, I did 0 prep work, and I am a plotter. The plot outline for my current manuscript is 5,500 words. I also have several earlier drafts of that plot outline, a full notebook of, well, notes, 2 maps of the story's world, and a mood wall. At the time I attempted Nano, I was trying to be spontaneous. Kid myself that I, too, could be a free-spirited pantser and just let the words flow. Pro tip, if you know deep down in your soul that you are a plotter and you haven't got a game plan by now, stop and make one. Even if it costs you a day of words, I absolutely promise it will be worth it. I decided to do Nano in 2015 to beat the worst case of writer's block I'd ever encountered. I'd always known that I was a writer. I've flirted with the idea of other professions, but writing is the only thing I've ever been serious about. Prior to what I've come to think of as the big block, I'd done a creative writing degree and then gone on and completed a PhD. And as part of that, I'd spent almost 5 years on a manuscript that, upon completion, no one wanted to publish. That probably would have been a good time to make a backup plan. But instead, I doubled down and I wrote what would eventually become my debut YA novel, Neverland. The manuscript had been shortlisted for the Text Prize earlier in 2015, but I'd sent it to a few publishers, and while I got some good feedback and lovely rejections, no one was keen to publish that version. One overseas agent even went so far as to tell me that she found the manuscript both too confusing and too disturbing, which did wonders for my self-esteem. It would take several more drafts and another 1.5 years before the book found a home with Penguin Random House Australia. And meanwhile, I was starting to believe that the book I'd put my heart and soul into was a confused, disturbing pile of rubbish. And I was questioning whether I'd thrown all my eggs in the wrong basket by stubbornly insisting that I was a writer when really I was a fraud. Writing, the thing that had always been my escape and brought me so much joy, had become something I was frightened of. Every time I sat down at my desk, there was this voice in my head saying, "You're not good enough. This is the thing you love and you're not worthy of it," which sucked so much. Then November rolled around and I had an idea for a story. A story I'd been half dreaming about for years but never felt ready to write. There had been a few false starts, but I couldn't seem to make it beyond the first few chapters. I decided that NaNoWriMo 2015 was my chance to change that. More importantly, it was a way to start writing for the love of it again, to prove to myself that I could do it and that I still wanted to. So I tried, and I failed. And I beat myself up about it at the time and for a long time after. And again, when I inevitably rewrote every single one of those 29,892 words because of drafting. I've recently gone back to working on that story, and those 29,892 words have become 93,253 words. Probably actually more like double that when I think about all the scenes that I've reworked and replaced. And in hindsight, I know that even though I didn't technically win Nano, each of those words was a victory, even the adjectives. Because what mattered was that I sat down at my desk and I wrote, despite all the rejection letters and the voice in my head telling me I couldn't. And that's what real writers do. They may be published or not. They may make a living from their writing or not. And they may be literary geniuses or not. The only real requirement to call yourself a writer is to show up and do the work. And that's not as easy as it sounds. There's this perception that to be worthy of the title writer, you have to be gifted with a rare spark of creativity. And before I did Nano, I worried that I lacked that spark. Now I call BS. Dreaming up plots and characters and trawling Pinterest for mood board inspiration is the fun part, and most people can manage it. Physically sitting down at the desk and laying down word after word, day after day, creating that bridge that makes it possible for readers to dream with you long after that initial burst of inspiration has passed, is where writing gets hard and most aspiring writers fail. By signing up for NaNoWriMo, you have declared yourself a writer. You are launching an assault on tedium, procrastination, and self-doubt. You are proclaiming to yourself and your loved ones that your writing is not something to be tucked out of sight between your other commitments. It's important to you, and that burgeoning world inside your laptop requires space and time to grow. Most importantly, by committing to Nano, you are backing yourself and your story. I didn't write 50,000 words when I attempted Nano, but at the end of November, I kept writing. I brushed off all those rejections and I kept sending my work out, and I told the doubting voice in my head to shut it. I'd love to say that writing has been a breeze for me since then, but that would be a lie. I still have bad days, and if anything, that taunting, self-doubting voice has become louder and more vicious since Neverland was launched. But I'm better at ignoring it and pushing through. So yes, technically I failed NaNoWriMo, and maybe some of you will too. Even if you win, there will be moments of doubt and difficulty along the way, but every word you put down is a declaration, a commitment, and a victory. So keep going and know that you have already won, because instead of binging Netflix, running errands, taking an extra shift at work, or doing any of the myriad other things you might have chosen to give your Sunday to, you're here in the library writing.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you. I love that you decided to talk about failing Nano, because I am an expert at failing NaNoWriMo. I have won a total of 2 years out of the 15 that I have done it. And some years I've got, 30,000 words, and I was so close to that, and I just, no, that's the end of it. I was done for the month. I was so done. Some years I've only got 1,000 or 5,000, and just sort of petered out over the course of it. But every year that I've done it, I look back on it and most of it I feel like, I'm like, none of this will ever see the light of day. But that's the good thing about writing. I take Nano as a zero draft. It doesn't have to matter. It can be awful. My thing is cliches. My favorite thing to put in things is cliches. And I had some feedback on some work I did, and they're like, this has a great potential if you remove 2/3 of it, which is all cliches, which is a little bit heartbreaking, but I know it's a problem of mine. But the great thing about NaNoWriMo is I can just write it. I can write it. I have a line in one of the years that I wrote, which is literally like, it's like she was stranded in the desert and he was the only water for miles around. Like the most terrible cliches you can ever find in my writing. And that's just like how I roll. And I just love that you, as somebody who is published, has like sort of broken that barrier. Still like, no, it sucks.
Yeah,
it's so bad
a lot of the time. I mean, it's amazing as well, but yeah, like I think getting that first draft can be, for me in particular, I'm not one of these people that loves the first draft. I know some people, they find that the easy part, but for me, just getting to the end of the story is really difficult. So yeah, and I think also just that self-doubt is really hard. And I think that's what's so great about Nano is that you have this huge community of people who have all come together and said, we're gonna work through this.
It's so much easier to write when I've got people who are going through the same stuff as and I've got friends who smash out the word counts, who do 50K on day one and like complete by the end of week one, and then they keep going, and I'm here going like, oh, I've got like 200 words today. But everyone's really supportive, like those friends like, nah, you can do it, keep going, like I'll race you for this like thing. And it's just so great to have that community. And I think in Adelaide, even when it's not NaNoWriMo, we've got such a great community of writers. Like find your tribe and stick with them. It's excellent. I'm going to throw it out to everyone in reality here with us and also in the internet land. If you have any questions about writing for Margot, chuck them in and we can have a little quick Q&A. It's going to be excellent before we kick off our next writing sprint. So, Ali says in the thing, as a failure of several nanos, that was super inspiring. Yeah. And also, what does a mood board involve?
It involves taking a lot of pictures I found on Pinterest and sticking them on my wall.
Yeah.
It's, very scientific.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, people are like, oh, real authors do that? I do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
We're actually going to do it. We've never done it before.
Oh, exciting. First time
really
mood
fun.
boarders. Any advice for first time mood boarders?
I'd go nuts. It's like productive procrastination, I think.
Love it. Any other questions from inside the room? Other questions coming from inside the room?
How do you go about plotting?
How do you go about plotting, Margot? Being that you are a plotter, I'm a plantser. I'm a hybrid.
You're a hybrid.
So.
I write like plot points. I go through and it's like insanely detailed, like scene notes and stuff. But yeah, it's just, I have like a giant Word document that's 5,500 words for the book that I'm working on at the moment. But it's also because at the moment I've got a little kid at home that I look after full time. So when I get to write, it might only be for like 20 minutes at a time or something. So I don't really have the time to sort of go, oh, what am I going to do next? It's more like I just need to go, right, what am I working on right now, and kind of work through it.
Pull it back. Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. We had a comment from Hillary who said, too disturbing, I take that as a badge of honour, but I'm weird like that. Was there a little bit of you who was like, ha 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 ha, yes?
I wanted there to be, but the way that it was written, it was a bit like, no, you're just weird.
Okay,
that's not going to work. So,
That's so sad. McDonald wants to know your top 3 tips for aspiring authors. Put you on the spot.
Read as much as you can and as widely as you can. Have faith in your stories and just keep going. You can get, dozens of rejections and you just need the one yes. And I would say, like, find your tribe, as you were saying. I don't think I could work if I didn't have writer friends who I could talk to and, who I could celebrate wins with and also like commiserate over rejections.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Any other questions before we start another writing sprint? Yeah? No? We're good? You've got questions? Yeah, what are you writing now? Yeah.
I am still working on that book that I started for Nano in 2015. I've gone back to it. But I've cheekily today been putting down some notes for another book that I want to work on after that because I'm really good at procrastinating.
I feel like any words you write in November for me, they go in my word count.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. I don't discriminate. I know that We've got people who are working on a couple of manuscripts. Like the traditional proper way to do nano is you start a new book on day 1 and you finish it on day 30. I don't operate like that. I've got 30,000 words of a manuscript already and I'm tacking another 50 on there.
Yeah.
So that's what, yep, we've got a couple of people doing that as well. Yep. Oh, I'm not alone. So we're officially nano rebels. But the best thing about nano is that you just you're only competing against yourself. So you can write the 50K, you cannot write the 50K. You can start a new novel, you don't have to. Like, nobody does NaNoWriMo wrong. There's no wrong way to do NaNoWriMo. Just sit down, get words on the page and celebrate, or be really sad, you know, either way. Did you have another question? No?
Do you plot by hand?
Oh, do you plot by hand?
No, I plot on my computer, but I do have a notebook where I make a whole lot of notes before I sort of get into the proper plotting stuff, and I keep making notes as I go along.
Awesome.
But I am currently experimenting with putting those notes as track changes as I go along.
Yeah.
Trying to transition away from the paper.
Yeah.
It's scary.
I'm a big paper, and I'm trying. My experiment this year is on little index cards, so I can work out. Because I know I have a few key scenes, but it's getting between those scenes, which are my problem. So I'm going to try and see if I can write down as many index cards as I can and just sort of shuffle them and make it work. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for joining us, Margot.
Thank you for having
Neverland
me.
is her book. It is available now. You should definitely check it out. It is excellent. By the title, it is. There's some Peter Pan themes in there.
There are,
It's
yes.
great. It's so good. It's got a really she's not an unlikable main lead. She's sort of.
She's a difficult
She's
protagonist.
difficult
I would
protagonist,
Say.
yeah.
She has some.
Yeah.
She behaves badly a lot of the time.
And it's about her coming into herself as well. So this is the new book. You should definitely check it out. All right, we're going to set up we're going to do a longer sprint this time. So those of us who are in reality land in the library can head off and have lunch or whatever. We're going to do 30 minutes on this one. So if you need to, as Mel and Ali were saying before, self-care, really go get up, have a stretch, go get a drink of water, or smash it out for 30 minutes, whatever you want. So we're going to do 30 minutes on the clock, and this is our inspirational picture for this sprint, which I love. I'm a big sucker for the almost kiss in Vines.
Sniffing her nose.
He's sniffing her nose. Hopefully it smells good. Hopefully she washed her hair this morning, I guess. But yeah, I don't know.
So.
Yeah. All right, we're going to do 30 minutes on the clock, and we're going to start now. Are we on? Okay, we're on. Thank
Welcome
you.
back.
Welcome back. Good writing or not writing, as was my case. Mel would like me to inform everybody on the internet that she has written 1,000 words because a picture is worth, 9,000 words because the picture is worth 1,000 words, and she has 9 pictures on her mood board. So congratulations, Mel.
She has now gained an addiction to Pinterest.
It was a steep descent. Thank you, Margot, for that. Share your word counts in the chat if you're in the internet land. Did anyone do writing here? Did we all get lunch? Any word counts? Sort of. No one's going to own to it. Cool. Excellent. There was some writing, I promise. I love it. I did food eating. That was mine.
I wrote like 2 sentences.
Good job. Yeah.
So let's say 20 words.
I love it. Good. See, McDougall did 1,041 words for the thing, so that's excellent.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we got a 449 from Liz because eating lolly snacks is more important than work. I will support you in that. Casey got 87. Excellent work, guys. I love it. It's really, really good. Does anyone have an excerpt they want to share? I'm actually going to go back up and read some of the ones that were shared with us earlier, hopefully.
Yes, you will read them aloud.
I've got to find them.
Or will I?
No, I don't have them. It's been wiped off my thing. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no.
That's all right. Any excerpts that you want to share? 15-minute sprint in that time and did 743. Very nice, Jenna. Good job. Yeah, so you can read these ones for me.
All right. So, my insanity is an art form, wrote. His lips twitched into a smirk. It would be a terrible thing if that knowledge became public, or if someone was to use it to their own advantage.
Ooh, I just imagine like somebody doing the moustache.
Should I do it again with the moustache?
Yes, you should.
His lips twitched into a smirk. It would be a terrible thing if that knowledge became public or someone was to use it to his own advantage.
I love it. Clearly there's some stuff going down in this novel. And Liz?
Liz wrote, someone entered the garden clad from head to foot in a sweeping cloak, the cowl up, face masked in a shadow. As they walked across the grass, Gulliver spied bare feet, pale and elegant. A woman.
I've been watching a lot of Mulan recently, and so all I can imagine when somebody does that is like the admin-y guy being like, a woman! But I'm sure yours is much better than that, Liz. I'm sure that's not the vibe you're going for. How about Mel's?
So this one by Andrew.
Oh, Andrew?
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Andrew, yes.
Posted by Mel. The garden was a place of power that Margaret had inherited. An old and ancient doorway to another realm that was only known to a few.
Ooh, exciting.
Possibly some of them women.
Women.
Yes.
Yes. All the knowledge.
Lots of gardens.
There's some more further
Possibly
down.
some women.
Yeah. So scroll down, we've got a couple from...
Yep.
I just want you to read Mel's edition from this sprint because it's excellent.
Okay. How bad is it?
There we go.
From Mel. She didn't even know that the Vale had sausages.
Yep. Mystery sausage. I love it. Cool.
Yep.
And we've got one more.
And McDougall. At the registration office, I heaved open the old door and it chimed as if anyone could open it
Subtly.
I can't say words today. Subtly.
Yeah. Subtlety and subtle is one of those weird words that always used to trip me up.
I have had
that and picturesque, mostly because my brother used to always say picture skew for some bizarre reason. So every time I read it now, I just see picture skew. Like, do you guys have any of those weird words that you just
I have trouble with regularly saying it just on a regular basis. And when I was in high school, I read the word epitome and I was like, what's an epitome?
Oh, yes,
and
that's
then it took me
one.
5 minutes to realize I knew the word epitome.
Yep.
And I'd seen it before. But clearly it just did not.
Maniacal is another one.
Yes.
Maniacal laugh. Yeah.
I enjoy watching other people struggle with reading hyperbole.
Oh, hyperbole is a great one as well. Yes, I've had a few people.
Possibly Mel.
Yeah, I did a university course, and we did a section on hyperbole, and there was a lot of the people being like, hyperbole? What's that? Hyperbole. And it's such a nice word to say as well.
Yeah.
It just rolls off the tongue.
It's nice and Greek.
Yes, it's excellent.
Ah, so many words being added.
Yeah.
So many that...
Gaia. Yep,
Mary
that's
can
another
deal
one.
with.
Yep.
I don't want to
Arabic.
embarrass myself.
Yep. I love it. Corpse, as in
Core.
core. Oh yeah, I was like,
Okay,
as in,
Mary can embarrass
yeah,
herself.
there we go. I just embarrassed myself. I was like, the corpse.
Macabre.
Core. Yep.
Or macabre.
Yeah.
I read it out as corpse once in high school.
Yeah.
And
Never again.
The whole class laughed at it.
Yep. High school is
Oh.
always excellent. Reading it out and embarrassing yourself in front of everybody.
Yep.
I feel like if you're not good at reading, like that is the biggest like horrible thing that anyone could do to you, is be like, just read this thing in front of 30 teenagers. It'll be fine. What could go wrong? I love it.
Indeed.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Calliope as Calliope. Yep.
I still say it like that.
Yeah. Yep. Or Calliope. Yep. It's a thing.
Calliope.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just. Is it just Greek words?
I think
most-
most people have trouble
yeah.
with Greek words.
Yeah.
Interesting. Calliope, also the name of the little organ that accompanies the old silent film movies.
Oh, really?
That was the name of the type of
Well,
organ they
because
used.
the muse was music, yeah?
Epic poetry.
Epic poetry. Epic poetry, music, basically. the same
Muses.
thing.
Yeah.
Muse music, it's great.
Did you want to be called Euterpa?
Euterpa's not as, it doesn't flow as well.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought so.
I'm good with it.
I may
Alright.
also, as part of my novel, be writing a series of poems dedicated to the muses to fill in the gaps.
Oh, excellent.
As the start of book 3 of the Argonautica by Apollonius of Rhodes starts with an ode to Erato, the muse of erotic poetry.
Yeah.
Why not fill them all out?
That's gonna be fun for you to write. I'm
Possibly.
excited for you. We're not gonna share any of
No,
that.
no. Also,
but
I
I'm
haven't written it yet.
keen for you. Yeah. Stop it. All right, so we're going to talk in this little break about fighting the insidious urge to edit because I'm so bad at it. I'm really bad. I find that I am pretty good at getting into a happy zone with NaNoWriMo, but it sort of takes about a week
Yeah.
of solid writing before I'm just like, yeah, it's terrible and I don't care. I can fix it later. I can fix it in post.
Exactly.
But when I first start, it's just awful. And if I'm not doing NaNoWriMo, if I don't have that community around me, of like everyone's just like, just write the bad thing. You know, like he touched her face with his finger, which was 1 of 5 on his hand, except 1 was a thumb. Actual sentence I have written. So,
Would you like to hear something I wrote last night?
yes.
Well, until I find it, here's one that I wrote earlier. His breath was hot against the skin of my skin neck.
Skin neck. This is the kind of quality writing that once I get into my zone with, I'm okay.
Yep.
But it's getting to that point of being like, it's gonna suck. It's fine.
It's
We're just
not
gonna
gonna be
get it
good.
out there because, you know, one, it's funny to go back and read, and I share those quite often in the chat that we have with some friends. But it's also progressing your story a little bit further, which is, you know, what it's all about. And you can always go back and I have a lot of issues with, because I'm a hybrid of a plotter and a pantser, I sort of have a few characters fleshed out and then I'm like, oh, I need this person to do a thing in here. There has to be a person. So I have probably 2/3 of my characters are called Mr. Name or Mrs. Name,
Yeah.
which is great because I can go back and search it later.
Yeah. My first proper nano attempt with the community, I had a character called the blonde-haired ponytail agent.
I love it. And it's excellent because there's more
Adds
than
to
one
word
word.
counts.
So you
Yeah.
get extra words.
That's
It's
why I kept
great.
it like that.
Yeah. I learnt that at university. I read,
That was your degree?
yeah. Yeah.
How to bulk out novels?
I think that's everybody's university degree. No, I had to write, I was writing an essay comparing some ads, and one of which was the Johnny Walker, the man who walked around the world. So every time I had to refer to that ad, I wrote it as Johnny Walker's the man who walked around the world. Got my word count up excellently.
Excellent.
Yeah, but I guess letting go of that urge. Like I've always got that voice in the back of my head, which is something that Margot spoke about as well. Like it's just, you're not good enough. This is terrible. Nobody's going to read it. Nobody's going to want to publish it. Like even if it does get published, you're going to get like dragged on the internet, and like people are going to be like, this is awful. I can't believe like this got published and everything.
Yes.
Like it's such an insidious thing to have going through your brain at all times, and the ability to shut that off is really hard. But you will find writing so much easier. I call my bad voice Bartok sometimes, as in Bartok from Anastasia movies.
Oh.
The weird little bat. And I can just tell him to go away. And sometimes that helps.
Go away, Bartok.
Yeah, like, don't need you in my life today, Bartok. I'm writing a novel. It's fine. You're not in it. And it helps. Sometimes I do just write it in my novel. I'm like, leave me alone.
And with me, I've literally just turned spell check off. So the red line isn't there anymore.
That's excellent.
It's gone.
Yes.
I just keep writing in. No little red line going, hey, you should fix that. That's not a word.
Oh, the grammar one is what gets me.
Yeah.
Yep, I can't have that. So.
Yeah.
Fragment sentences, they are my jam.
It's like, yes, I know it's not a word. It's my character's name.
Yeah.
I know it's not a word. It's my name.
Yeah. Oh, my name. I have a lot of extra letters in my name, so every time my name appears, it's a thing. So yeah, turning spell check off, that's a really
Big one.
Really good one. I love it. I get to a point where I just, if I make a spelling mistake, I just write it again correctly.
Oh, yes.
Straight after.
That's what I was looking for.
And that makes me feel a little bit better.
I can't find it.
Yeah.
There's too many. So instead, here is the title to chapter 3, in which introductions are made and announced.
I love it. That's excellent.
Not just making introductions.
No, but you're announcing it.
Announcing them as well.
Yeah. No, it's good fun. I don't think
And on the note of naming your characters ridiculously long names, one of my characters is literally called Of the Importance to the Words in the Night. And that is going to come up a lot.
Yeah. I love it. Yes, I love people are saying embrace the words. There's a divide. Embrace the red squiggle or just turn it off. So maybe you want to make your manuscript a rainbow. Maybe that's how you get around it. Put as many in as you can.
I think it would just be a red bow.
Yeah. Mel once did a 10-minute sprint with her fingers not quite on the home row.
Oh.
But not consistent, and autocorrect is the best. It was awful. We do not speak of those 1,000 words. Yeah. So good. Yeah, I have fumble typing issues. A lot of people are talking about fumble typing. Yeah. I feel like you just have to embrace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I know, Liz, if you're still watching, I know that you've got is it you that has a specific way of collection of letters that you put in? Somebody was talking to me about it earlier, a collection of letters that doesn't actually appear in any English word. Yeah. So that if you don't know what to name something, you put that in there and then you can search for it and find all of the...
I just use hashtags.
Yeah. I search my name.
That works, yeah.
But it doesn't help if I've got 4 characters that are all called name.
And then you misspell because you're typing so fast that one's name
or
name
Yeah.
Which can be an issue.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good fun. Does anyone else have any strategies for getting around that internal editor that they would like to share with the group? Margot's like, nope, just burn it with fire. Yeah.
It's not one I use.
Yeah.
Apparently, if you highlight all of the stuff you've just done and then use those really wacky fonts that you can't actually read,
Ah.
you can't actually go back and
Yes, that's excellent. So highlighting and changing the font on what you've just written so that it changes it, and it's like the wingdings. Yeah, so you can't read it, and then you can't. I'm seeing a few people in the room being like, no, that sounds like a nightmare.
Or just make the font size really small.
Yeah.
Change the color so it's hard to read.
Yeah. Oh, that
way you
eye
can still
burning
see
blue
it's there.
and green and get a headache. Yeah.
So at least you can still see it's there, but you can't read it.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, we've got McDougall says, don't look when you're writing, type into your mobile phone on a wireless keyboard. Excellent. Except, again, I would have issues where I probably would be off the home thing.
Yes.
So I think if you're a consistently excellent touch typer, that is a great idea. If you are like me, maybe experiment.
I just stare at the keyboard anyway because I'm a terrible touch typer.
Casey
have
writes
to look?
stuff in caps lock, so it's easy to see where it is when you have to go back and edit it.
Also useful.
Yeah, I love it. I know people who highlight specific text things where you're like, I know this is crap, so I can find it later and just be like, nah, I'm good. I know I have to just remove this, but you don't delete during NaNoWriMo. It's super hard just to leave all the crappy stuff in there.
Terrible paragraph you wrote might have the inspiration for the next thing you needed.
Yeah,
it might inspire something in the future.
And I find sometimes when I've gone back and read scenes that I've thought, oh, this is so awful, I'm just going to write it, that there is good stuff in there. It's just like my awful cliche of, she was the desert and he was the water. About 2/3 of that scene is still excellent. So that's good. It's one of my favourite tropes is there's only one bed! And this is in that scene, so yeah. But I did enjoy writing that scene. And there is some good stuff in there. You just sometimes need to maybe give it a bit of space.
Yes.
So
rename the character.
Yeah. I guess it's when coming to editing post NaNoWriMo, don't start your edit on December 1st, unless you're super keen, because I find giving it a bit of space does help.
Take a break. It's a Saturday this year. Sleep in.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be great.
All the sleep.
Keep going.
Yeah, just keep going. It's another suggestion from the room. Just forever.
Don't stop.
Just don't read back what you've written. Yeah.
Right, decade, whatever you like.
There is that one. So, yeah. Yeah, so I think we've got keep everything, push enter, fight the urge to go back, just move on.
Skip to the next scene. I've done it several times already.
Where I've written myself into a corner. I've just been like, nah, I'm just going to... And scene change, fade to black.
And bring out the sledgehammer to get rid of the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love it. And I find one of the things that makes me super keen to edit is when I'm stuck with where I'm going next, or I don't know what's happening. And I picked up through Nano a really good way to get around that is I just insert ninjas. Spontaneous ninja attack has got me out of a few. And pirates.
Pirate ninjas.
I actually, in a fairy story that I was writing many years ago, I was like, no, I'm not going to do ninjas this year. I'm going to do pirates. And I'm keeping these pirates in this story because I ended up writing a collection of pirates who were terrified of water.
Hydrophobic pirates.
There were hydrophobic pirates because of how because they got sucked into the fairy world in a portal. And it's all very traumatic for them. So they stank. They hadn't bathed or anything because they were so terrified of water.
Right.
And they're super fun to write. So yeah, it can lead to some unexpected fun things.
Yeah.
I guess is the thing. Yeah.
In terms of not deleting things that you've had in the past, my first Nano win was in 2014 using the story idea I came up with for Camp Nano that year. All I did was rename some of the characters and revamp some of minor ways how they were going to interact. And then I had enough to write a novel.
That's excellent.
Well,
yeah.
Part of a novel.
Yeah.
An unfinished novel.
Ellen says thugs fit into pretty much any world. So
yes.
You don't want to put ninjas in, put thugs in instead.
Thugs.
Yeah.
Armed goons.
Yep, I love it. Goons with arms.
Yes.
Or armless goons.
Armless goons are fun
That could
too.
be fun.
Whatever you like in your
how
world.
do they get around being thugs? How do you be a thug if you don't have an arm?
Robot arms.
You just chest bump everybody?
Maybe.
No, maybe. Robot arms. It's good fun.
My solution to those problems is gypsies.
Gypsy. Okay. Travellers, I like it, yes.
Whatever
Travellers are excellent they're just you're like, oh, suddenly there's a fair.
Yeah. Hidden elf village.
Oh, elf villages.
You gotta love the hidden elf village
trope.
Yeah.
Yep. And I love it because they always jump on you with arrows and are like, haha, we're elves. And you're like,
we thought it was just trees in this
forest.
No.
Nope. Nope, it's elves. That's good fun. All right. We're going to do another 15-minute sprint, guys. I'm going to set that up. And I think this is my favourite photo for today, so I hope you guys like it. It's
what have we got?
Demon stairs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
demon
cool.
stairs, not what I was thinking, but okay.
No. I love it. It's,
It's
I
a
want to
red
know
staircase.
where does this staircase lead?
Keep it G-rated, people.
Yeah, no. Well, you can write whatever you like, but if you're sharing, the dentist.
It's the dentist.
It's the dentist. Oh no. Yeah, 5-year-old me would agree with you definitely on that one. All right, guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly it's a dark room.
A
Maybe
dark
some
room.
people are developing some old school photos.
Nightclub.
Nightclub.
Yep. Or vampire hole.
Vampires. Vampires like red.
Yeah.
You're
It's
wearing
true.
Bono's sunnies.
Yes.
Yeah, Bono's
You
sunnies.
are now Bono.
Yeah.
Right as Bono.
Yeah, right as Bono. I love it. All right, guys, we've got 15 minutes on the clock, and we're going to start now. All right, guys, we've hit time. Yay, another 15 minutes down. Oh, it goes so quickly, doesn't it? Unless you're like me and you were
Adjusting myself.
unless you're like me and you're sitting here going, okay. So I'm in that zone I was talking about before. I'm like, now they do the thing. Yes. Make the thing go. So at the moment I'm describing in great detail a hunting lodge, about the walls and the fireplace, and there's big timber tables, and this is over here and this is over there, and
Is it made of logs?
it is made of logs.
How many?
Many logs.
should
I
count
haven't.
them.
I have not got to the counting logs point yet because I'm still working out the layout. There's a second story though.
Oh, my face is still on.
Yeah. This is the face of you should be writing that Mel stacked on her thing for me.
Facey Stacy, is that
Yeah.
what we called her?
Stacey the Facey.
Okay.
Yeah. So you should be writing face, except not now because we're talking. How did you guys go? Chuck us your word counts in the chat, or yell them out if you're in reality land. Yes, Ali, how did you go? I know you were 221 words. Nice job. He was typing away very prolifically next to me, and I was just kind of looking at him going,
510.
"Oh, nice job."
Had an idea at lunch.
Oh, nice. So it's progressing well then.
Oh, it's a completely new
Yeah.
story.
So it's progressing well then.
It's unrelated.
Yeah, I
It's
love
about a
it.
selkie.
A selkie, nice. I do love me some selkies. Although the idea of losing your skin and never being able to turn back is
All right,
just...
so that's exactly what just happened.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no! Drama already.
This is what
We're in
happens
drama.
when you go sunbaking on a random rock.
Yeah, I guess it's
You
not
gotta
good.
protect your skin.
Yeah,
Use it
exactly.
as a pillow.
It's true, definitely. I'm at a total of 168 words, so that's more than my 124 that I had when we started. So yay me!
Yay.
Hooray. Can guarantee pretty much everybody has written more than me. All right. Anyone else want to share word count numbers? Yes? No? Huh? 293. Very nice. 337. Love your work. What does the
Kate
chat
says
say?
353.
Nice job, Kate.
Ellen says 413.
Yeah.
Mine Sanity is an art form says 392.
Nice job.
Andrew
Andrew.
says 311.
Nice job, Andrew. I
Oh, wait,
love-
you are. That
yeah,
is you.
yeah. 293.
But there
We
is
got
an
some-
excerpt.
Yes. Would you like to do your best Ali voice and read out the excerpt?
What if I get his voice wrong? I'm in trouble.
That's why I'm not doing it.
Lace of what appeared to be gold and silver draped itself in shapely contours around all manner of body shapes on the shop floor.
Ooh. Space shop. Yes, I'm here for it.
Casey got about 100.
Nice. Oh, Kate, when I started to realise the world was changing away from our original vision, I spoke up, but that was the wrong thing to do. I became a target. A bounty was put on my head.
All right, so I love Kate's story.
Yeah.
Kate wrote that, I think, our second or third nano. And
So reworking it now?
yeah,
Yeah.
Just finishing it.
Just finishing it. Oh, yay, you're like me.
11 years it's taken me to get that.
11 years work in progress. That's a labour of love, and I have one too. It's not this story, it's a different story.
I think I've read the first half of this book probably 5 or 6 times easy.
Yeah.
And each time I'm like, oh, Kate, you've got to finish this.
Yeah. Are you going to finish it this nano? Is that the goal? Yes, I'm here to support you finishing that book. I love it. All right, you got to read my Insanities and Art Forms excerpt.
All right, I'll get back on there. Like something was hiding in the shadows around him, like he was being stalked by a predator. Whatever the feeling was had made a grave error, though. He was no prey.
Ooh, I want to know what happens. Oh, that's exciting. From Hillary, ribbons were flown from almost every window, catching in the cold wind and fluttering about. The reds and greys of this land were accompanied by the gold of the mine, symbolising the unity between our two families. That was an
Very
extra
nice,
bit.
very nice.
That pause was definitely intentional.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I love it.
Have you got one?
Okay, so this is my excellent description. Further in, there were sets of doors either side of a wide staircase leading to a second level. In one of the rear corners, there was a stack of wooden pallets, clearly meant for the non-royal members of whatever hunting troop came through this region.
Was that inspired by your picture?
My picture? Which one?
The demon stairs, the dentist
Oh,
staircase.
no, it was not, but I just love that photo. But I had the stairs in my mind already. Actually, to be fair, I did choose the pictures like last night, so maybe I was inspired, I just didn't know it. Ah, it's a magical moment. NaNoWrimo is all about magical moments. Anything you want to share from yours?
I bent down to pick a flower when the grass licked my feet.
Yes.
Because that
I
was
just
her
think like
dream.
actual grass
Yeah.
is like feet.
So it's like I sat
Yum.
up out of my dream and looked straight at the dog licking my foot.
I love it. Ali has shared an excerpt from this. Do you want to read this one or shall I?
You read Alice.
Okay. The haggling hagglers haggled at their stalls.
Oh yeah, I made a
Yeah.
great call not to read that.
Hagglingly, Casey is added to that one. You need to put that in. That's a whole extra word. So become the haggling hagglers haggled
call them
hagglingly. Hoggle the haggling hagglers. It's great. I love it. Ali's just got an extra word. He's cheering. Cool.
Where did you get the idea to write that?
Yeah.
It came to me in a dream.
It came to him in a dream, everybody. So I
That one
love it.
sentence.
And then they
everything
all-
has been leading to this moment.
Yep. And then they all woke up. All right, we are going to talk about tools to help you get to 50,000 words in this segment. So I have a few
I broke the
things.
couch.
Oh no.
Fixed it.
Fix the couch. Okay. So I have a few things that I use every year. Some I trial, some work for me, some don't. That's the great thing about like there's so many tools out there for you to utilize, and they might not work for you. You might just be like best off just writing and ignoring everything else. I have to have music playing. I absolutely have to have music playing. Help me get in the zone, but it can't have words because otherwise I will sing along, and that is really bad. Yeah, I got a few of my people here. Every year that helps me, but in terms of programs, there are also a lot of things that I use. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Written Kitten or Ride or Die.
Right or die.
Ride or Die. Do you want to talk about Ride or Die?
Well, I have it set to kamikaze.
Yeah. Oh, she's better than I am.
I don't know what other people set it to, but I do the one where you have to write at a certain pace, otherwise it starts deleting your words on you. So you can start to watch the cursor go backwards as it eats your words.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm too scared for that. Yeah.
And you know, I can't remember, do you set a goal for that one?
Yeah, so with Ride or Die, there is a program. It's also available free on the internet. You set a time limit, you set a word goal, and there are a few levels you can have it set to. One of which is kamikaze, which is the I'm a crazy person setting, where it deletes your words if you stop writing. The look of horror. I have it set to the one where it flashes red and makes a really annoying sound if you stop writing, and that always
That
gets me.
doesn't sound bad.
No, well, I'm too busy like getting in the zone with my music clearly, and suddenly I have a siren blaring on air, or a baby crying, or something. Blackboard, fingernails, equally terrible. And then I'm like, oh crap, that's right, I'll be writing, and I will write to stop that horrible sound. I am not a carrot person. I've discovered I'm a stick person.
Well, we
I
ate all
need
the
a stick.
chocolates.
Yeah, we did eat all the chocolates.
I mean, I rewarded myself last sprint because I didn't make noise.
Yes, that's a good thing. I like it. Good job, you.
I did no writing. The chocolates are for writing.
Well, I was going to say, you weren't typing, so it's fine. There's no
What
noise.
is the name of that group who does covers of popular songs into just instrumental versions?
There are a few.
Oh.
I don't know a specific one. But yeah.
I'm going to find that.
The other one, which is if you're more of a carrot person, there is a website called Written Kitten, which gives you adorable photos of kittens for every 100 words that you write. So you earn adorable kitten photos. It doesn't work for me. But that's an excellent one. So yeah, I would Google Ride or Die Written Kitten. They're some of my favorite free ones that are out there. In terms of other Pomodoro technique, do you use the Pomodoro technique at all?
Well, I don't know what it is.
Okay, excellent. So the Pomodoro technique is sort of like timed work and rest periods. So
Oh, it turns out I just didn't know the name.
oh, okay, so you totally know it then. Yeah. So you use breaks. So you will work for 10 minutes, break for 5, or work for 20 minutes, break for 10, or any combination thereof. And it's just about getting consistent work times because you know you've got a rest break coming. Whereas I'm like, I've written 200 words. I definitely deserve to go and have a coffee and play with my cat and
come
maybe
back 8 hours later.
come back 8 hours later after I've watched half a season of Sabrina on Netflix. So
Do you remember that year I had an inspection
Yes.
at a rental property in November, and I was like, I'm going to write for 45 minutes, and then I'll go do some cleaning for 15 minutes, and you didn't see me for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And then I sent you pictures of my bathroom, and it was like the bathroom was brand new.
Yeah, it was. I was like,
Like,
did
I
you just break
scrubbed
into
it.
somebody else's house?
I
This is
scrubbed
where
the
those
grout
pictures
in
came
that
from.
house.
Yeah. So it's really good if you can. I'm not so good at sticking to it because there is no. It's only self-imposed. Like I said, I need the stick of baby screaming in my ear or something like that.
Even when we yell at you, you don't.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. But that's another really good one. If you guys have anything that you use, like shout out in the chat. Because we're
I'm
gonna.
trying to think. What else do I do?
You used to do a thing where you couldn't, if you were writing in the morning, you're like, I can't have breakfast until I hit this word count.
But how angry did I get?
You got so angry, but it worked.
Oh, the name of that group is the Vitamin String Quartet.
Ah,
So
nice.
they turn pop songs into like a
Instrumental version.
yeah. So they have a Vitamin String Quartet, and they end up having a I think it's like violin normally playing the vocal track.
I would still sing along.
Oh, it's not for
That's
you.
not for me.
Not for you.
This is great. Works. Yeah, it works for other people. Doesn't work for me. That's fine. It's like, it's almost like everybody's writing process is different, which it is. If you hadn't guessed from my yeah So you do you like everything's going to work for different people. My favorite tool to use during NaNoWriMo is Scrivener.
Oh, Scrivener.
Yeah, Scrivener, which is a writing program by
touch my Mac.
yeah, Scrivener by Literature and Latte, which if you do actually hit the 50k for NaNoWriMo, you get a discount to purchase the full program. They do offer a free trial conveniently for 30 days. So if you don't use Scrivener, you maybe want to check it out. Would recommend getting the free trial. It's essentially a whole program designed around writing a long length manuscript.
And I recommend if you've got time, do the tutorial because there's so many cool features and buttons. And you know, you get halfway through now, you're like, what does this button do? Oh, everything disappeared.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still there, but something else is
Yeah.
doing something on your screen. You're like, oh no.
Yeah, I love it. And you can set word goals for sessions. So you got a little like timer thing that shows you how well you've done and different chapters. And it's just, I find it so much easier. You can break things up into chapters rather than, I used to write on Word, and when you get to about 20,000 words in a Word document, trying to find the one thing that you have to go back to and refer to.
You've got a 150,000 word document and it pauses while it's loading. You're like, oh, today's the day it dies.
Yeah.
Hillary and Casey both say that forest is good for the Pomodoro technique.
Ah, yeah.
You can build a forest based on how much you get done.
Oh, yes, I've seen
and
that
if you
one.
open another app while the timer is on, it kills the tree.
Oh no, that's a great stick. That's a good stick. I'm like,
I'd cry.
Yeah,
My tree died.
Exactly. That's why I would never open anything ever again.
I'm really bad at that. You're like, I just need you. Oh,
No,
it died.
no.
Well,
No.
It's dead now. So
Yeah.
I'll just do something else for 8 hours.
Maybe I'll have to look up forest to see if that's gonna like help me out here, because that is terrifying. That's an excellent stick.
It's like a good combination of carrot and stick, I think.
Yes.
I built a pretty forest.
No way, I had this on my phone.
Yeah, I could build it. Yeah, so it's just said it's a great combination between carrot and stick. You know, build a forest, or I could kill it, or both. Hopefully not at the same time.
I had this on my phone for a while.
Ah, how did it go?
Uh,
You got depressed, didn't you? You killed too many forests. Yeah.
I was forever getting the same one tree over and over. I'd get one tree and then
There can
I'd
be
go,
only
"There's
one tree. Yeah, I love it. I'm gonna have to check that out. So yeah, if you have any questions about Scrivener, hit them up. Any programs, like, we're happy to answer them as well, because we are long-term Scriv lovers. Mel is on the Mac version. I am on
my
the Windows
gosh.
version.
I mean, because I got a Mac because of work, and I had to have the learning curve of what is a Mac like. But it's prettier.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're on Scrivener 3 at the moment, and we got a cheaper upgrade.
Yeah, I'm still on Scriv 2. Thanks, Windows.
Actually, honestly, I need to go back and do the tutorial again because
Yeah.
I don't have enough idea of all this new fancy stuff.
Literature and Latte also have another program called Scapple, which is like a mind map one, which is I'm seeing a few nods, which is excellent. I'm just starting to use it now where you can put in photos, you can put in text, you can put in like anything you like, and draw arrows between them. So if you've got specific things of dialogue that you're like, oh, I'm going to add this in here, and this connects to this, that's going to be really good for me. I'm starting doing ones for my characters. So if I have particular quotes I want to put in, or like any inspiration, so it's all on one thing. So that's another program. Again, it is paid program. They do a 30-day free trial. I don't know if that's one of the bonuses for hitting the 50K.
I'll have a quick
But
peek.
no, we'll have a quick look. Yeah, so there's lots of different programs out there. I am going to pimp one at the moment, which is affectionately known as Cheddar, which is one that we work on for the YA Jungle live streams, which is about the only kind of carrot one that I am happy with, where you can set a time limit, and if you hit every word you write, goes towards tokens, and you can use those tokens to play games.
I love that game.
Yeah, so there's a few games we've got on there. There's Breakout. Do we have Tetris yet? We don't have. Yes, we've got Tetris. There was a Pac-Man, a very buggy Pac-Man.
20% off Scapple.
Oh, we get 20% off Scapple if you win. Excellent.
No, normal. Just
Normal, just.
it's a Nanowrimo coupon.
Oh, excellent. So you don't even have to win.
But win.
But
if you
win,
can.
yeah, go for it. But it's great. So if you go to sprints.yajungle.com, that is where Cheddar lives, and you can use that at any time. It's web-based. Yeah. I
Ali
love it.
just hit 7K. Well
Nice
done.
job. Yay.
That buffer's nice.
Good buffer, yeah, because what are we supposed to be at?
6667.
6667 today. I'm 66 something words behind.
It's like 64 now.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Does anyone else have any? Yeah, seen a lot of Cheddar love. Love it, love it, love it. Jade loves Cheddar. She was playing Tetris the other night. It's pretty great. So Tetris slightly less buggy than the other ones. So
I
yeah.
like the Breakout.
Breakout, you're a big Breakout fan. Yeah, that's good. Anyone have any other ones that they like to use? We all good? Nope. I think we're all happy. All right. We're going to jump back in for another 15-minute sprint, guys. I'm going to smash those words out once I bring it up.
I'm keen for this picture.
You keen? Yeah. So 15 minutes on the clock. And this one is affectionately named Forest Hayes Orange Jacket. And this is what it looks like. Ooh, spooky. Is it aliens? Is it a giant light?
It looks like a screenshot from like a dark version of E.T.
Yeah. Or strange. Do they have a? No, it's. No,
It's probably an orange jacket in Stranger Things.
Probably. I don't know. I haven't
The
watched.
80s aesthetic.
Yeah, big fan of the 80s.
Grew up and went back to the forest like years later.
Yeah, creepy.
Because
Alright.
it's like, I left my bike here.
Yeah. Where's my bike? Where's my bike? All right, guys.
Really good or really weird?
Yeah, really weird fanfic. Somebody should write that in. If you get stuck, write an awesome Stranger Things fanfic where he goes back looking for the bike. All right, so we've got 15 minutes on the clock, and we're going to start now.
many words? 693.
All right, guys.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Ali.
How was that sprint? Let us know. I'm at a total of 234 words now.
Woo.
So I have almost written 100 words today. Yay me! Actually, no, I have written over 100 words. Yes.
Woo.
Yay!
Actual enthusiasm.
Yay! It's been going well, but now someone's about to start a fire in the fireplace, but that's probably not the best idea. They haven't decided whether
Have they
they're gonna
counted the
do it.
bricks?
They have not counted the bricks yet, but maybe they'll count the stack of firewood that they're currently at. Yeah, because the people are like chasing them. So, but it is going to be a snowstorm wide out. So I'm like, oh, do I have them have a fire or not? I don't know. Time will tell.
Oh, I wrote some words. How many did you write?
693.
Nice job.
131.
Nice job.
Nice.
Congrats. So
Some.
we've got 214 from Kate, 403 from Andrew, 350 from Casey, 391 from My Insanity is an Art Form, 330. I'm feeling like this is a solid like 300 like writing sprint. 330
Just
from
past
Ellen.
13,000.
Nice job. 13,000. You are like excellently ahead, Andrew. It's good. Nice buffer.
Keep up with Mel.
He's trying to keep up with Mel. Fair enough.
How's that working out for you?
Apparently it's not working out, so that's fine. 343 words from Master of Grey as well.
Oh, you're up. You get to read
Yeah,
that.
you get to read this one.
As he watched, start again. As he watched, though, he could have sworn the man's mouth occasionally hung open, emitting the clicking component of a word without apparent motion. I'm getting rusty.
Yeah, be more writing.
I'll copy mine in for you to read.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
Share your excerpts with us, guys.
No hagglers this time.
Yeah. Casey's hit 2K with the sentence, but it wasn't a rabbit, it was a plastic bag. That's my kind of sentence. I love it.
Sounds like walking through the suburbs.
Yeah.
Ray woke up and realized that he couldn't hear the birds. What birds?
Ooh.
There is birds outside. He's sleeping in a mountain.
But he couldn't hear them.
Yeah, but I was assuming you heard them before.
Yeah.
So
That sounds
He's
ominous.
been
Yeah.
sleeping rough for a good year or two,
Ooh.
and now he's been welcomed into the compound, and they live under the mountain. So
they're birdless.
there's no birds inside.
There are no birds under the mountain.
You should go into the distinct lack of birds.
Describe
the species
all
that
the
are not
types
there.
of birds, and then how
they'll
they're
be
not
like,
there.
but none
Yes.
of them were there.
I could do that.
You got another one?
Okay. My insanity is an art form. There was a rustle of whispers, like the wind rushing through leaves or paper being scraped over concrete.
Oh,
Ooh, I
I
like
like
that.
that. That's good.
They
Snap.
approve. They
Yeah.
approve.
Another one?
I say
And-
this very seriously.
Yep.
I don't know if I can forgive you, Abraham. You're my closest friend, you know.
Very serious.
Very
Some-
serious.
some trouble in best
Abraham
friend
should go buy
paradise.
some food.
Yeah.
People are happier with food.
It's true.
I'd be happier with
I
food.
know I am.
Where's my food?
Here. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I need that now.
I'll save it.
Yeah.
It's a reward for getting through this.
Yeah. He wasn't initially going to be on camera again, and we made him join us. Yeah, it's good fun.
It's a little crammed.
Yeah. So we want to talk about, for a final little chat, we're going to talk about inspiration.
Ooh.
Yay!
Chocolate inspiration.
Yeah, chocolate is my best friend. You know, what do you do? Where do you go to find inspiration for your novel? As I said last time, I'm all about the music. I craft playlists for each novel
Yep.
and listen to them constantly.
And you can get a badge for that on the Nano
You
website.
can. It is a thing.
Oh, I think I've already got that.
Yeah,
I ticked myself
I
for
signed
that.
myself off for that one. I love Spotify. I share my playlists in the Adult Nano group frequently. So, yeah.
We
check
should
it-
start a thread on the
We
forums.
should start a
We
thread on
should.
the forums. Yeah. My playlist for this one is extensive because I've been writing this one for a good almost 2 years now. I think I've been working on this particular manuscript. Yeah, so I'll finish that.
Sorry, I
first
thought you were going to
draft
say 2 years on that playlist.
No.
But okay.
Well, technically, I have been working on the playlist as long as I've been working on the manuscript. So yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's one.
So
that's a solid
good.
playlist.
Do you guys use playlists?
Yeah. So Andrew and I are co-writing.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got a playlist that's got 56 songs in it that we've both added. And so some of them are for the world it's in, some of them are character specific. So it's got, you know, Kesha and Christina Aguilera, and then Disturbed and Placebo, Parkway Drive. It's got everything.
Okay.
Nice. I love
Interesting mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half the list says explicit next to it.
I like that you can actually, you know, listen to music with words because I can't. I have to have instrumental. Otherwise I sing along and I don't do any writing.
Very rarely do I find that. And I've got that line that I made Ali read out about the sausages. And that was, I was typing away and I must have typed a word wrong and Scrivener auto-corrected it to sausages. And I don't want to know what it's supposed to mean now. But every now and then I'll be listening to a song I really love and then I start typing the lyrics and have to actually stop.
Yep.
Fair
I
enough.
have
I just
definitely done
I
that.
just push enter.
Although one time I did it intentionally, as I may have mentioned in chat earlier, and I wrote all of You Can't Stop the Beat on a bad day.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
It was a karaoke scene.
Was it from memory?
No, I listened to the song about 3 times while doing it.
I like that you only
was
did 3 times.
karaokeing the song I'm currently listening to, and I listened to it 3 times just to get it all.
Yeah.
Do you remember that year we had a list of 100 things to include in your novel?
Yes.
And one of them was whatever song was in the top 10 at the time.
Yeah.
And it was things like a Care Bear.
We decided we wanted a challenge because writing Nano isn't a challenge enough.
And I got the Care Bear in there.
Yeah.
And like that was in my zombie novel.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
And
writing a high...
Vuvuzelas.
Yeah.
Vuvuzelas.
Vuvuzelas. Oh my god. It was an excellent zombie novel. I was writing high
2012
fantasy.
was a weird year.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So Hillary says she puts a playlist together to remind her of characters, scenes, and the general vibe of the place. She's a huge fan of it, and it features Aurora a lot. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into them.
Yeah, it's good. Kate says she works out what actors look like their characters, and it helps her with descriptions. I do that too. I have inspiration. They're not like mood boards as such, but I go and find photos of
Do you not just fall
different
down a
actors.
Chris Hemsworth hole?
No, I don't, but I...
I'm sure she also has female characters.
My... Yeah.
You can fall down a beautiful female hole.
My Prince Idris, the maybe a monster or maybe not a monster, is based on Dave Franco, except if Dave Franco was blonde. So that's fun.
Did you shop that?
I have not shopped it yet,
Can
but
you
I
shop
might.
that?
I can shop that. So yeah. So I'm a big fan of finding like lookalikes because it does the same thing. It really helps me when I'm trying to describe what people look at if I've got a consistent thing, because otherwise I go back and I'll be like, oh, he's got red hair, no brown, no blonde, there were freckles, there were no freckles. So
Yes.
Maybe they're like Tonks in Harry Potter. And
yeah, just everybody just changes their faces.
Or you just, no face.
no face,
they are blanks.
just a blank. Yeah.
Blanky blank.
Yeah.
You can
so-
write about how smooth their lack of face is.
Yeah. Their morph suit was so smooth.
Oh.
So yeah, it's a whole thing. Do you
Kate
have?
once wrote the lyrics, but it was to Lose Yourself by Eminem.
I love it.
Because it was the longest song
Yeah.
on the radio at that point.
Ah, the
Ah.
longest song. Yeah, fair call, fair call.
Plenty of words.
Yep, lots of words. I like it. If you need to get your word count up, it is acceptable. If it's within world. Do you guys have headcanons for your characters?
Ooh, I'm gonna
Not
check my
currently.
Scrivener doc
Yeah.
because I've put them in there.
Oh, nice.
I have in the past, and then they changed their appearance because someone made a cover that made them look
Oh
different.
no.
Who would do such a thing?
I have Ilona Garcia is the headcanon for my main character, Princess Ren. So, and I've got ones picked out for her sisters. I don't have anything else yet though. But
My main character, female main character, looks like current age Shakira.
oh yeah,
And then we've got Tom Hardy when he's in that movie where he's got the
Yes.
scar down his face.
Yes.
Male
yeah.
main character.
I support your choices in casting. Yep,
Shakira.
so good.
We've given faces to pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
Because we're co-writing and we wanted to be
Make it
solid on
consistent.
descriptions.
Yeah, that's a good
You know,
idea.
One of the female like bounty hunters type women looks like Rihanna.
Yes, Nice.
You can just picture her really angry in
Yeah.
the wasteland,
Yeah.
just kicking butt.
Yep.
Yeah,
She's gonna
Definitely.
She's gonna come out of that alright. How about, so you mentioned covers.
I have.
Yes, I make covers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Mary makes the best covers. You shouldn't say it because it'll sound like really weird. Like
I'm the best at things.
Yes.
If you go onto the Adult Nano Facebook group, you'll see I've got a thread with covers in there. I find that really helps me get a vibe for my novel, and I have done like so many covers for my current work in progress.
it's definitely
I
the
keep
vibe.
finding good stuff. But yeah, 1 year Ali changed his mate. Was that last year?
It was
that
last year.
Yeah, last
Just
year.
last year.
I did a cover for him, and he's like, "This looks nothing like
This guy's
the
meant to be
characters."
blonde. This guy's meant to be brunette, and you switched them. Oh well.
So I guess I just have to write them that way now.
Yep.
To be fair, they were
It's a great
excellent
cover.
photos. Yeah. So, but yeah, mood boards. Margot said she puts together mood boards. Anything? I know as I've got a friend who does aesthetics. So, are you an
How
aesthetic
do you
fan?
do an aesthetic though? I'm not.
It's
very-
like a
You live an
selective
aesthetic.
version of a mood
Have
board
that.
with like 9 photos instead of. So you can make one. You've got 9
Right.
photos.
Mine are just people in post-apocalyptic clothing at
Yeah.
this point.
That's
So I'm
aesthetic.
probably
That's good.
gonna need to refine
Yeah.
that to have a couple of wasteland
Yeah.
pictures.
Perfect for posting on Insta in
Yeah.
like non-image
Yeah.
blocks.
Oh,
Yeah,
I could have an Instagram aesthetic.
you could.
Exactly.
Yes, it's a good thing. It's fun. If you need a break, would recommend aesthetics. But the trick is to then go back to actually writing the
Yes.
novel that you're making the aesthetic
Definitely have
for.
to write the novel.
But the
Yeah.
aesthetics.
Yes, it's
What if
good.
the aesthetics aren't conducive to writing now? Because I need to just make them more.
Then you have to power through. That's what Nano's about. You have to let go of that little voice being like, no, I'll just make one more. Yeah.
One more mood board.
One more mood board. It's like 9,000 words.
Her
Okay.
uncle's cousin's pet goldfish doesn't have his own board
Exactly.
Or
It's,
name.
it's an important
yet.
character.
Oh, name. Lord
Yeah.
Fishington III.
So on that,
I like it. Yeah.
how do you name your characters?
Here's a Nano challenge for you. Get Lord Fishington III into everybody's novels now. I want to see it. Margot's next published model will be like A Day in the Life of Lord Fishington III. I would read that.
Alright.
So you think?
So how do you name your characters?
I am very picky with my main characters. I will go through and find a name that sounds right and looks right because I'm going to be spending a lot of time with them. And anyone who's not like the 5-6 main characters, I'm like, I don't know, you're like Bob. Like Bob and Bob 2 and Bobbity Bob.
Bob and Bob and Bobbity
Yeah,
Bob.
yeah, that's the extent of my naming.
Other
I'm like,
Bob.
that's for later. So,
Like,
I go all out and name everyone.
Hmm.
I have lists of character names just so I can back up like
are
this
they
character.
symbolic or just
Sometimes.
yeah.
So my current novel, My Jason and the Argonauts, I'm taking the current characters and then giving them thematically appropriate names for their positions in the crew
Okay.
or based on what they are.
Yeah.
So spoiler
Is it
alert.
Jason 2? I can't believe it's not Jason.
Yes. That's what he's
Jason
called.
2.
Did
The
you do it Jason spelled
re-Jasoning.
backwards?
His name is not Nosage.
Or Space Jason and make it like
Spacin'.
XJ?
Yeah, Spacin.
Spacin'.
Spacin is his new name.
So I was naming my characters at a plotting event that we did in October, and someone said something that sounded kind of spacey, and I went, what about Vespasian?
Yeah.
And now temporarily Vespasian's character, who was based on my
like
Jason
how it's-
character.
Temporarily.
Oh, he's called Vespasian. His father, who got overthrown, is now temporarily called Titus,
Yep.
and the evil uncle is called Domitian. Because I'm just reversing the family tree in ancient
Yeah.
Roman emperors
love
now. Worked out well, but that's not even my protagonist. My
Yeah.
protagonist is Aventine Elster.
So we've got Andrew says he uses random name generators, and Casey says that Scrivener has a name generator.
Yep.
I haven't used it, but it should be good because Scrivener is amazing.
I find it's fun to kill time because I'm like, not that name, not that name,
Exactly.
not that name.
This is why it's 100 words, Mary.
Yeah, I know.
Kate says she works out if she likes a character or not and gives them a name of someone she likes or dislikes.
Haha,
And so
haha.
if it's the character
Okay.
you're going to kill off and
Yeah.
This
hate,
is how I feel about children's names.
Yeah. Decide whether you're gonna.
Yeah, I have a list of do not name your child these names
fair enough,
based
fair
on
enough.
bad behaviour at work.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
what about things like we've got current MC's name is just Gulliver, but with a few letters removed to be Gulliver.
Yeah.
Golf.
That's
I
good.
like it.
Yeah.
Hillary says she has a list of names in her notebook and switch the letters around to play with sounds.
That's good. I've done that.
Can you
Yeah.
say that name for me?
Pomaskaya. Pomaskaya.
Yeah,
There
nice.
you go.
Sounds awesome.
Pomaskaya. Yeah, so it's good. I did that with my very first novel. I just removed syllables.
So I found, because most of my plots come from like a dream, and the character already has a name and a personality, and I just kind of have to show up and write. I don't really like that.
Yeah.
But we developed a plot completely from scratch. It's the first time I've had to like wade through a website looking for a name that fit the character. I just sat there for hours scrolling and clicking and scrolling
It's
and
dangerous.
clicking.
That's fun.
Yeah, dangerous. I also get a lot of inspiration from friends. I talk out through my plots.
Yeah.
One of Mel's, the zombie Vuvuzela novel from many years ago, we spent a solid week driving around spotting locations and working out where everything's going to go.
I took a bunch of photos.
Yeah, it was really
We looked
good.
like real weirdos.
Yeah, we did.
I took like, it was an abandoned dock, and I'm like, we're going to take 30 photos here of
Yeah.
just of the way the way the dock is.
There's me and they're being like, oh no, a zombie! Ah! Here's what I look like if I was being eaten by a zombie in this particular location.
Oh dear.
You're the only person who wanted to live.
Yeah, it's true. She put out the call for characters and she's like, all right, let me know if you want to live or die. And I was like, oh, please let me live. And everyone else was like, nah, kill me.
Let the zombies eat me.
Yeah, so it was good times. But I find like even just talking out plot issues that I'm having is excellent with my writer friends. Also the Nano group is great for that one.
Jumping in
especially
chat late at
yeah,
night.
this time of the year is excellent.
Yeah, so I raid the baby names websites and books occasionally. Try and find something that fits if you can, but yeah.
Do it in an incognito window. Otherwise, Facebook starts advertising baby stuff.
Oh,
at
it's
you.
true. Yes.
That's happened, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm apparently having a lot of babies according to Facebook. Is there anything else that you guys use for inspiration that you want to share with us? Or in the chat? Yes, so like going with name meanings. Yep, I've done that. Looking for specific characteristics, which is I did in the zombie novel. I initially picked a name that meant like something about living forever.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't and I was like, I can twist that because if you're a zombie, you do kind of live forever. And I was like, not that name, not
my
that
name's
name.
fine.
Yeah,
My actual
yeah,
name's
that's
fine.
cool. It's all cool.
My current doomed pilot to the spaceship is called Minerva Earhart.
Oh,
So, yeah.
there better be space crabs.
It makes me think of, Remus Lupin from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wolf Wolf.
Yeah, and one of my favourite books at the moment is Nevermore. Jessica Townsend, Wondersmith's just come out, but her name is literally Crow Crow.
Morrigan Crow.
Yeah.
Crow Crow.
It's like
Crow Crow.
Moon Moon.
Son of
you know
Crow
bad
Crow.
things are gonna
Yeah.
Daughter
happen.
of Crow Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love the crow. It's a thing. It's a vibe. They're all very
Crowy.
crowy in that family.
Oh,
But-
I read a shapeshifter book once, and the last name was Corvid, and I'm like, oh, you're going to turn into a bird. And they turned them into a wolf, and I was like, well, that was a surprise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Subvert your tropes if you like.
Yeah. I
Go
was
for
gonna
it.
say, do it. Yeah, maybe not so.
Gotta
Yeah,
go for
but
the other trope.
yeah.
Subvert some tropes.
Yeah. So I find I'm a bit picky with my main character names only because I've read books where I'm just like, this person is clearly not a Bob.
Yeah.
Why are they called Bob? It's just- yeah. So I
Or the
suppose
force
it is.
weird nickname.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It's interesting. So I guess you can lose a lot of time with that one. Speaking of losing time, we're going to jump into our last sprint.
Oh, that's quick.
Yeah. I'm only going to do 10 minutes this time though. Yeah, a short one to knock off the day.
I'll race you.
Yeah, okay, so it's a race
Okay.
on who gets more words between you two, because I know I'll get like 12. It's fine. 12 is the word number to beat. Alright, so I'm going to set this
So
up.
if you beat like 12,
Yeah.
go you.
Yay! Alright. So I'm going to just do a short 10-minute one for this one. And, which should we choose?
Ooh.
I'll let you, because we've got 4 to choose from for this last one.
Wind
So.
blown hell.
Yeah. So we've got palms and
I'd
stars.
go with the bridge.
With the bridge, yeah.
Bridge.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, you guys.
Okay.
Ali gets to
Bridge.
choose. Okay, bridge. Bridge it is. Get on there. All right. So this is our
All right, that's pretty good.
final one. Yeah, it's a good choice. I mean, they're all good choices because I picked them.
Oh,
If you cross the bridge, you go into fairy and you're lost forever.
Yeah, totally what I
Or-
was thinking.
a troll gets you.
Yes,
Why
a
not
big
both?
fan of trolls.
Because troll fairy.
Or
yeah, why
maybe the main character is trying to get a paparazzi shot of somebody, or not a paparazzi shot, just a creepy shot. Yeah.
not?
Maybe somebody just really likes bridges.
Maybe that's true. That's true.
It could be a novel about how you just travel around looking at bridges.
I would like somebody
Isn't
to pay
that
me
the
that.
bridges of Madison County?
I love it. I'm a big fan of bridges. I like bridges and doorways, ones that cross over potential portals to other worlds.
Liminal spaces.
Yes, it's excellent. All right, so we're going to do 10 minutes on the clock, and we're going to start now. All right, guys, that's 10 minutes. Yay! How'd you go for the final sprint? I have cracked 300 words. Yay! I wrote more than 12. I'm at 300 and lucky 13.
I wrote 164 that sprint.
Nice.
I wrote 0.
So Mel won that one then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good fun. How'd you guys go? She word counts. Ellen did 191. Andrew 371. Nice job.
Ooh.
It's good for a 10-minute sprint.
I think Andrew's found his groove.
Yeah, get in there. 268 for Master of Grey. Nice job. Anyone else call about? Nope. 376. Very nice. How'd you go, Margot?
I actually don't know what that one was.
Yeah.
250.
Oh, 250. Nice job. Yay. All right. That's excellent. Good sprinting, guys. All right. Now, we've come to the very sad part of the day. We're pretty much done for our riding sprint.
But it also means you get to go home, get real comfy, and ride more.
Yep.
Yes. Casey did nothing, but she did walk all the way to work, which I'm calling an excellent achievement.
Yeah.
Good job, you, Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I'm excited to go home and smash out some word counts, and I know I'm going to have Mel online telling me to do the thing. That's really good, because I have to, this is the rest of tonight is where I have to make up a lot of my deficit, but that's okay. I planned it that way. I knew it was happening. Yeah. How are you going for your totals?
My total?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's better than my word count total.
Yep.
7217.
Nice. So you're over par. I know Mel's over par.
Yes. I think I'm past 17,000.
Oh, nice job. So you've got a buffer. So you got a lot of time to yell at me then. That's good.
Yeah, you're set for a while.
Excellent.
I can drive over and sit there and poke you.
Yeah, sure. It's great fun. I'd like to say thank you very much for joining us. We will be here on the 25th as well. We're running another one of these if you're free. If not, we will be live streaming it again. So you can tune in wherever you are, whether it's the US or New Zealand or...
It'll be my birthday weekend, so you all have to watch.
Yeah. So Mel's going to be here, so you should definitely come and support her in her birthdayness. Anything you want to share, Ali? What's coming up next for...
What's coming up next?
Yeah, for the Nanowrimo group for Adelaide.
For Adelaide, next weekend, we have not one, but 2 write-ins planned on the weekend. So next Saturday, we have a write-out planned. Write-ins are generally where we get together and write
In places.
inside.
Yeah.
This will be outside.
So no power.
So no
No
connected power. But if you wish to bring with you, I don't know, a power generator of your own, I'm sure we can
A
accommodate.
bicycle that you can
Those
then...
bicycle blenders.
Yeah.
Or one
You
of
hook up
those.
to your laptop.
Yeah. You'd have to ride.
You also need
really
to bring a
low.
bicycle.
Look, that's
Yeah.
how you can get your exercise in during
Yeah,
November.
exactly.
Exactly. So we're going to be riding in the Nathan Park area. I've got a Google
There'll be a
map.
map.
There's a
Yeah.
map link on the forums post for it, and there's a pin dropped in the car park, and there will be people with laptops.
Yeah.
Dogs are welcome if
Yeah.
they are well trained and on leashes.
Yes. That's going to be good.
Not if they beat my word count.
No.
If they beat Mel's word count, then they get taken away.
No, then they get applauded by everybody else. So
Yeah.
I would be super impressed.
Talented wordy dogs.
What's the other one that you're joining?
The other writing that we have planned is just our standard Chibo cafe upstairs, Rundle Street Chibo.
I really like it there.
Yeah.
Mel really likes it there.
I like the round table upstairs.
That's good. It's good for joining
are-
and getting some work done.
Easy
Yeah.
access to caffeine and power.
Yes, which
So
is
if
the way we
that's
like.
your power one, go to that one.
Their
Yeah.
ice chocolates are really good. They
Yeah.
put a scoop of chocolate ice cream in.
It's enough sugar to get you
pretty
over the
good.
line there. But yeah, so that's exciting. So that's coming up next weekend.
That's our next weekend events. Yes.
And we love it. And if you subscribe to the Nanowrimo forums for Adelaide, or if you join the Facebook group, which is Nano
Nano Adelaide.
Nano Adelaide.
Nano Adelaide.
Yeah. Then we put them all up there as well.
I think we made that group in like 2009.
It's been around for a while, yeah. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to Ali and Mel for co-hosting with me. Thank you to Margot for
Thank
coming
you.
in, dispensing her writerly advice. And thank you to Adelaide City Library for hosting us in this
Yes.
excellent
Yes. Really
space.
awesome.
Yeah, so good. So we hope to see you next time. We hope to see you at further write-ins throughout the month or online, and keep chugging away. You got questions, you need inspiration, you need somebody with a inspirational 2x4 to come and smack you on the head, which is something that Mel does for me quite a lot, yeah, let us know. We're always online. It's great. Metaphorical 2x4. It's been great riding with you. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.